Oh, it's far too technical for me.
Tell me when to go.
In a perfect world, in a perfect world, in a perfect world.
Still like that bloke at the back.
Why, you can only see his trousers.
No, in there.
That's at the side, Kat.
At the well, he's at the back of Corbyn, isn't he?
Yeah.
Rather nice.
All right.
Yes.
So the Trident renewal debate, eh?
Thing is, I've got kids older than him.
Older than who? Corbyn.
No, the bloke at the side at the back. Are you for Trident?
No, campaign for nuclear disarmament, me.
I am. You see that bloke there on that telly?
Yeah.
There, right. He has stood for that for as long as, what, 30 years?
Yeah.
He's never changed his opinion.
No.
He's stuck to his principles
Yeah.
and never budged from it. Now, how many of them on those benches can say that? Because half of them just vote when they think they're going to win.
It's like they'll, you know, go with where the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
That's that type of thing, yeah.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
And I think
a nuclear deterrent, but our continued possession of weapons of mass destruction.
well said.
40 warheads, with each warhead believed to be 8 times.
That's just scary, though, isn't it? It's just awful.
In 1945. We're talking about, Mr. Speaker, 40 warheads, each one with a capacity to kill more than 1 million people. What is the threat that we are facing that over 1 million people's deaths actually deters? It's not from the so-called Islamic State. Their poisonous death cult glories in killing as many people as possible, as we've seen brutally.
I just don't understand the justification of keeping it.
They're frightened in North Korea. I mean, if Russia sends one up, we're going to be dead anyway. Did you see that film on the telly where they were sending the blokes over to bomb Russia, right? And they were saying they had to fly home, they had enough fuel to go there, drop the bomb and come back, but they knew if they dropped the bomb that Russia would drop the bomb and they wouldn't know what they were going home to. Horrible.
Other countries have made serious efforts to bring about nuclear disarmament within the terms of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty.
I think what happens, it's like in war, isn't it, where they have rules of engagement, things like that. It's if you go for disarmament, you're going to hope and pray that everyone else, if they've agreed to doing it, that they are going to disarm. Whereas I don't get that, because if you're in a war, why would you stick to the rules?
Well, they don't stick to them, do they? I mean, the Japanese didn't stick to it. I mean, if I was Jeremy Corbyn, I'd have a bench full of Japanese people there.
Why?
Well, they had the bomb dropped on them and they can say, yes, it was beautiful, you should keep them. Let's have a bit of experience on it.
Oh, Howie Perry, you come to join in our discussion.
Oh, like, all this here is just another political distraction.
What for? He's fighting for his life. He's fighting for his life.
No, it's basically the whole world would have to give up nuclear deterrence.
Well, that's what we want.
It's not going to happen. Otherwise, you're forcing Korea and everybody else to just change everything. It's not going to happen. They signed the United Nations armistice during the Cold War to not drop bombs on each other, but they still have them as a deterrent.
But it's not a deterrent, really, is it?
It is. If you remove it,
I don't agree with
door.
that. It's not a deterrent.
Because that's the whole the type of deterrent that
it's
it's
like them
supposed to
saying
do
that
to begin
we're
with.
going to bring back hanging because it's a deterrent for committing crime. Well, it isn't. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but what happened during the Cold War dictates the entire argument, what he's going on about. Having it and not using it is what they're talking about. So the Cold War exactly was that. It was building one bomb to counteract the other, and then having America and Russia not drop them.
But
That's the whole of the
Yeah,
Cold War.
but that's based on people having a rational thought process that they'll not do something because of a consequence.
Exactly, but
But
the
that,
idea
people
of
don't
the,
work like that.
but the idea of the technology is not just one bomb that would kill 1 million people, but all of the bombs from America, from us, from Russia would kill the planet.
Yeah.
So having it, not using it, was the whole point. Reducing the deterrent and not having nuclear weapons could be a disastrously bad idea.
Oh, come off it.
Of course it could be. I mean, how do you know the Chinese might not think, right, Britain's undefended now, let's have a go.
Well, they know that
And
America will come in.
what you mentioned about Japan actually started that off.
Yeah.
Because of what they did at Pearl Harbor, actually started that off. It started off the Cold War, the post-missile crisis,
Yeah, but
everything
the
that started.
Japanese didn't drop the bomb, did they?
They didn't need to, but what they did was enough for them to say, right, that's not happening in war ever again.
But-
That's why America did drop the bomb and flatten them.
But my argument was a simple argument. You could take the Trident bit out of the equation, is saying having a deterrent in place stops people doing certain things. I was arguing saying actually having a deterrent in place doesn't always stop people doing certain things.
But then if you look at the opposite side of that, right, the possibility of something that could happen from a communist country is very high if you don't have the defence.
So do you believe in having Trident then? Do you believe no?
I believe in what he wants to do when he wants to scrap it or reduce it, right, because of what it can actually do.
Yeah.
But I desperately don't believe in not having the deterrent to defend our country, because there is still other countries across the planet, communist countries, that would walk into another country.
But
Because
whether
that's the mantra with
But whether
communism.
we had it or not, if another country was going to do that, they would do it whether we had it or not.
Right,
because
so
that
we
would-
scrapped the Trident programme, and then
Yeah.
Korea and China joined forces and decided to take over Europe.
Well, I don't think that was
America wouldn't let them.
It wouldn't. America, yeah, you'd say that, but just how we didn't go into the Vietnam War and left them to it, just so they could kill themselves, they could do that to us and leave us to be overthrown.
They wouldn't do that. It's not in their self-interest.
Well, having us in their self-interest isn't working either. They've got their own superpower with the rest of the world in trade. They're not dependent on the UK at all.
I think that what people should be doing is working together to live. I don't know it's quite idealistic in a more peaceful and cohesive society, and so there should be no need for any nuclear weapons that can cause that mass destruction at all. For me, it's as simple as that. I mean, there are other things going on in the world that is bad enough where people are dying, in any case, whether it be terrorism, whether it be, I mean, you've got natural disasters, you've got other things that happen. You don't need a man-made weapon that can eliminate millions of people off the world.
You do if its only use is to never be fired. If it is a deterrent and it's working, and it joins on to what everyone signed on to not fire a nuclear weapon, right?
Yeah.
But they kept it anyway
Well,
as
why
a defence.
can't we just let the others get on with it? And all the money they're going to spend on that, they say we're going to be in trouble after Brexit. Why don't they plough that money back into the country? I mean, they're going on, oh, there'll be all these jobs left. Gone, up the spout.
It only takes...
What about the miners? There was more miners lost their jobs than there are going to be nuclear people.
Watching our Gogglebox. Hope you enjoyed this series. If you want to get involved or get in touch with us, ring Tracey or Coy or Dylan on 01642 678811 and you can be part of our next series.
And you can be sat in my chair.
Over to you, Perry.
I've got nothing. Only other to say, if anything else, all of our media's online as well. So have a look at Thrive Teesside on Twitter and try and have a look at our website and comment where you can on the YouTube videos or anything. Just get back to us.
Thank you.